Hello everybody and welcome to the Facebook Live. I think it is day 10. It's just that it's been 3 days. This is the fourth day today that I am attending Global Foundation, which is happening in Houston, and we are attending it in Delhi. So it's happened in the morning there and we attended in the evening, like late evening here. So lost, and also I'm sure with the kind of clearings and the way we're working on dissolving the point of views in our mind over these 3 days, I am so out of track of the time zone. So I don't know, figure it out. Must be I've written day 10, maybe day 10, day 9, who cares? Yeah. And yeah, so I am right here just before the time. So the wonderful procrastinator that I am, how does it get even better? So it's so beautiful, before access, those things that I used to make myself so wrong for, I have just started taking pride in it and acknowledging that, yeah, I have it. What is right about me having it, and how does it get even better? So yeah, now wow, I didn't plan our today's topic, but as I've started talking, let's talk about this. One of the biggest tools or awarenesses, learning, shift, transformation that I get with Access is that before Access, I used to make myself not just wrong, but I used to make myself terribly wrong for almost everything. I had this voice in my head that would just get on the minute I do something which I was not supposed to do based on this reality, or not just based on this reality. I would, like, for example, coming late. For I have had a teacher in school who was, so I was into dramatics big time. Dramatics was my love, singing was my love, and I had this teacher in dramatics who was very particular about timing, and probably that's where it got implanted into me. And then I also did some self-help courses where the coaches were very finicky. I won't even say particular. They were very finicky about time, and maybe because of all of those voices in my head that I have been hearing over the childhood about how coming on time is important. And that is just one of the things, but there are so many of them that I actually started making myself so wrong. Like, if I am probably about to be a minute late, and an hour before I know that I am gonna be about like a minute late, I will start making myself so wrong for becoming that late, and I will start going into my conversations in my head about, oh my god, Shree, how can you do this blunder? How can you do this to yourself? Like, blah 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 blah. You can't be like, I think it was their voices that would just start popping up, and I wasn't aware of that 99% of the thought, feelings, and emotions are not even mine. So I thought I'm talking to myself, while it was just the tape recorder of those noises in my head that was just talking to me, and they would ask me to tell me how wrong I was. So why am I just sharing with you? Because I'm sure there are a lot of people watching this Facebook Live who must have been making themselves wrong in many areas in their life. Like you guys who are watching this Facebook Live, how many areas of your life are you making yourself wrong? What if you are not that wrong? Or what if you're not wrong at all? So also, like coming to procrastination, lot of people, so I'm not saying all of you all watching this video, but many people on the planet, lot of people on the planet have this special potency with time. Yeah, they have this special talent with time, and those who are not would not understand it, but I don't care. Like, those who do, you can so relate with it, right? So what if you are just aware that you can just do it? Like, what if you can do it faster than normal people can? So you just know you would be doing it, and you just keep, you spend your time into things that are more of interest for you, or that are more fun for you, because you know that eventually you just need that. Like, for example, when I was in school, right, I would I used to study in the last 10 days or last 2 days or last 3 days, depending on the subject. And I used to make myself so wrong for doing it at that time, and now thanks to access tools, and I love the fact that Gary Douglas has made access consciousness free of cost for the kids less than 15 years of age. Yes, so if you're watching this and if you have kids who are less than 15 years of age, you better do access consciousness for your kids, right? Because I don't know about you, your kids definitely need it. They should have ease, joy, and glory in their life. So how much are we made wrong? And what if those things that are hi Sandhya, hi Anu. So what if those things that we are made wrong for, there is some strength of ours, there is some potency of ours hidden in there. And we had been asking a wrong question. I was asking questions like, what did I do wrong now? What blunder am I up to now? What mistake did I do now? And you know what? Universe just has no point of view. Universe is just granting you every wish of yours. So when you say, like everything you say, universe just say, okay, there you go, so be it. So when you say, what blunder am I up to now? That's what the universe do. It just shows you the blunder you were up to. So what Access did for me is, it just changed my question from what blunder am I up to what miracle am I up to. Because, there's no because there, however, consider, if you would know what is about to happen, you would not be calling it a miracle. It is called a miracle because it is something that you did not expect. If you would expect it, you would not call it miracle. You would just know, oh, this is how it happens. Like you do this and this and this and this and this shows up. But it is called a miracle because there is no computation for it. There is no formula for it. It has not happened in your reality so far. And when that shows up, you go like, oh my God, this miracle showed up. I wasn't expecting it and this showed up. What a miracle it is. So when miracle is happening, the energy just before the miracle is like the energy of a chaos. There's like so much of raita felling there. Or any creation actually, just perceive the energy of marriages. Just before the marriage, there's so much of chaos happening, this breaking, that breaking, or this not reaching on time, or this person upset, whatever. Eventually the marriage does happen most of the time. Just perceive the energy of, thank you Anu, thank you Sandhya, I love you guys too. So just perceive the energy of a baby coming out. There's so much of chaos, the whole hospital is on the head of the person, and with all of that chaos, finally the baby is out. Now when that chaos happens in your life, instead of when that chaos is happening, you do not give up on marriage just because the blouse didn't reach on time, just because the jewelry didn't reach on time. You don't oh, I'm not getting married because what blunder are we up to, is it the right thing, and all of that. You go okay, fine, with or without this, I am choosing whatever I'm choosing. People don't go oh, I didn't expect it, this much chaos will happen, I'm not giving birth. They just do it because they're committed to it. So now when that chaos is happening in your life, instead of concluding that this is terrible, this is the worst thing that has happened, why is this happening to us, blah, 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 blah. What if you can just ask, what miracle are we up to? What miracle am I up to that I am not acknowledging? And trust me, it is the question, it is a vibration actually you be in which creates the future you will have. So if you be in the vibration of conclusion and rejection and decision, it just creates that kind of future. And if you start vibrating from the question, from possibility, from creation, that is the future you choose. I just shared with you, we ended up taking an Airbnb. Actually, I don't know, some of you may understand the entity work because I do a lot of entity clearing as well. So sometimes there are entities that just invite me over to certain places to clear them. And And Haska's village was actually full of a lot of drug and alcohol entities. Like, it was very wonky energy. And what if we just landed up there to just help such, like, just clear some entities there, and no point of view about it. We just did it, and next day we were like, okay, done. We don't have to be 4 days. We don't have to be here for next 4 days. Our job is done. What else can we create? How does it get even better? Where else can we move now? And we just shifted our place, and we ended up coming to this awesome place, So, and I know there must have been people in a similar situation who like, this place is terrible. How can we do this? And probably make each other wrong in the group. So it's all about a choice, guys, and especially there is so making someone wrong or making your own self wrong never create greater, so that is the first practice that you do if you're choosing consciousness, so if you're choosing consciousness, you are on a constant practice of not judging you and not judging anyone else, right? And when you do that is when things just start moving in your life the way you would like to move them. Even if you're making someone else wrong, and even if it looks so right, so logical at that point of time, it ain't gonna create more. That's what a lot of time I have seen, because I have counseled and healed and worked on a lot of kids and a lot of couples, and I have seen many times, when parents come to me with their kids, they go like, they are making the child so wrong, they have almost concluded that this child is a devil, or whatever they've concluded the child to be, pathetic, wrong, blah 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 blah. Guys, that's the vibration you're throwing to the child. You are creating the child that way. I think the biggest gift we can be to the kids, I'm coming to spouse actually, but to the kids, is being the kindness and the nurturing we can be to the kids, and just be the space inside of which they can choose to be themselves, and what if we can raise the kids by not imposing our points of view, unfulfilled desires on them, and also our insecurities. Like, almost all the people on the planet want to look good, we are all choosing not to be ourselves, because we are all, most of us on the planet are always avoiding looking bad in front of the people, and our kids become one of the biggest reason for us to, like, we don't want to be judged as bad parents. What if you're willing to be a bad parent? And a lot of mothers on the call, on this Facebook Live, well, this is an exercise I give to the mothers when I do workshops with them about, or like when I do workshop with women specifically on, like, there's a workshop that I do called Tame the Lion, which is about relationship. And yes, many people have been sending me personal messages about talking about sex and relationship, talking about intimacy, talking about marriages and all of that. So there is a lot into it, and I cannot really talk about it on the live like that, because there is this personal facilitation required there. So I would highly recommend those of you who would like to create your marriage the way you, or your relationship, it can be marriage, can be any kind of relationship, if you would like to, gay, lesbian, bi, whichever kind of I have no point of view about whichever relationship you're into. However, if you would like to create it differently, if you would like to create an awesome relationship, you can consider Taming the Lion. The name is intriguing, but it's fun. And we do have a lot of fun on the call. So I wasn't planning. So one thing I'm definitely, it just got created over these Facebook Live, because a lot of people are watching my Facebook Live, and a lot of people have seen the previous Facebook Live that I did. It was about 1.5 hour class that I did online on money reality. And a lot of them have been referred to by my old clients. So I got a lot of request to do my how to become money workbook, or alter your reality money, like any money workbook, money course So on the request of a lot of people, I wasn't planning so because I'm already an advanced money workbook facilitator. But because a lot of people demanded, so from 22nd of February, 22nd or 20th, whichever. So it's a Thursday. I'm not pretty sure about the date, but definitely around 20th, whichever is the Thursday, I'm starting up with how to become money workbook 1 month program. And it would be a weekly call of about an hour in which we will be working on dissolving the money blockages from your space. And if any one of you watching this or anyone you know who's watching this has ever done a money program with me, please personally text me. I've got a lot more surprises for you. And for anyone else who would like to have more information about it, please text me. I would like to give you, hi Rabia. So I would like to give you those information to you as well. And definitely if I get more inquiries about Tame the Lion, if there is anybody out there who would like to tame your lion, let me know. And we might end up doing a Tame the Lion online program as well. And how does it get even better? So guys, the question for today for you to meditate on, dwell over, be with is, what if that what you have or anyone else have made the wrongness of you is the strongness of you, is the strength of you? Yeah, and all those things that you have been making yourself wrong for, how about just taking a pause and asking, wow, what are my hidden strengths here? Like, I had been making myself wrong for procrastination all my life. And then I just got to know that, I can just make things happen at the last moment. And I just need that last moment to do it. So, and what is right about that too. And when I don't, the funny thing is, when I stopped making myself wrong for it, I just started changing it too. And as long as I was making myself so wrong for those things, I almost had no control over changing them, because I had already concluded that that is what I am. That is who I am. So if all your projections, expectations, separation, judgment, conclusions, rejections of who you are and you are not, everywhere you are proving to be someone to anyone energetically, everywhere you are avoiding being someone, everywhere you are not being who you are you now willing to just let that go? Awesome. And what magic can that be on the planet when you are not being, when you're not doing something for proving it? I just met somebody recently. This guy just came for a session and I was facilitating him. And this guy actually is he's kind of rich, I won't call it. So I can call him a millionaire. Like in Indian standard, millionaire is like, what, you need 10 lakh rupees to be a millionaire? Anybody, like I know a lot of people who are millionaire who don't even consider themselves as millionaire. And so this guy is a millionaire and he's got a lot of assets and money and all of that. And that satisfaction, the sense of self was so missing in his life that he was in depression. And when I started working on him, he just got the awareness that he created all his money, all his wealth, all the assets, everything, just to prove to his father that he is not a failure. Now, when you are doing anything just to prove something, haven't you bought it already? Because like you've bought it, oh, he's saying I'm a failure, I will prove I'm not a failure. And then he spent all his life trying to prove that he's not a failure. And you know what? His dad just went away without even talking to him because he was busy traveling the world, making money. And there was this disconnect. There was this separation between him and his dad. So everywhere we have created, now just think about it. Our parents are people who have given birth to us, right? And I hardly got to meet them. I hardly get to speak with them. Yet energetically, I have worked over myself for years to dissolve those sense of separations that I created with them, for them, you know. And so all the projections, expectations, separation, judgment, conclusions, competition, rejections you have of your parents, of this life or any other lifetime, across all time, space, dimensions, and realities, would you now like to let that go? Awesome. You know, and also everywhere in this reality, especially in India, we give so much of significance to our parents. Everywhere our parents are just not just another being on the planet. We cannot treat them the way we would treat beings on the planet, and everywhere we are supposed to respect them, we are supposed to behave in a certain way with them, etc., which is all creating separation with them. Can we please let that go? And everywhere we learned that is what the parent and child relationship is. Everywhere we are biomimetically mimicking all of that relationship, and we unknowingly fall into the trap of being exactly that kind of parent. Wow. With our kids. Can we please let that go? Awesome. So first of all, love yourself. Selfish. I can't do the ish thing because I'm holding this tripod from one side, because so half-heart today. Selfish. So definitely selfish is the priority of your life, and stop making yourself wrong. What if you are not as terrible as you think you are? What if you are not as fucked up as you think you are? What miracle you are that you haven't acknowledged yet? What magic you are up to on the planet that you haven't acknowledged yet? And everywhere you have created the problems in your life to keep yourself busy, to avoid the miracle you can be on the planet. Wow. Everywhere you are implanted to live a mediocre life. Is this time for some of you to let go of it? Is this time for you to choose more in your life? And you know what? Few years back, I used to not talk like this. Like some days back, I think it was Bhakti who asked, where do you get so many talks from? Like, itni baatein kahan se lati ho? And I just told Bhakti, oh, I'm cute, I can talk like this and all of that stuff. But then truly, I used to talk good always. Like since my childhood, I used to love talking nice stuff. And I've been born and brought up, like I wouldn't say born, but my parents become very religious after a certain, like I think about 6-7 years. So I have heard a lot of satsangs since my childhood, though I didn't agree to a lot of them till date. However, I have always been in question. I used to question everything they used to say. And a lot of people could not answer my questions, and I never stopped seeking. I kept seeking more and more and more. And eventually, I like this guy, Gary Douglas, because he makes sense. Like he talks sense. He doesn't just talk about nice things. He talk practical. He talk practical about making your life work, no matter what it looks like and no matter what it takes. So yeah, that's what it is. And I think that's for now, because we've got this Maestro meeting with Dr. Dane here online. I got to catch up for that. Thank you so much for listening, watching, sharing. I am really in gratitude to a lot of my friends, a lot of the viewers who have been sharing my Facebook Live. And also thanks a lot. I think it was Bhakti, if I'm not sure. I'm sorry if I'm goofing up with the name, who actually posted on their timeline that they are watching my Facebook Live and they really like it. Thank you so much for all your love and all the gratitude. And also, guys, I am definitely starting up with, I think it is next to next Thursday. Some Thursday in the 20s dates of this month, I'm starting up with my How to Become Money workbook 1-month program. And then based on the request of the people, because I'm also traveling in March, I'm traveling a lot in March, but based on the request of the people, I will also be doing Tame the Lion. Depends on how many queries do I get. So if you would like to alter your relationship reality, if you would like to know more about making the relationships in your life work, that's a good place to be in. It's out of the world. And yeah, so if you have any queries, if there is anything, uh, like, actually the way I facilitate is through questions, and I can keep going on and on about, hey Nimisha, how are you doing? I'm gonna see you soon, actually, this month, very soon. So if you guys have any queries, please feel free to send it to me on my messenger or any other comments of my Facebook lives, and I'm gonna answer those in the upcoming videos that I do. Thanks a lot. Bye bye, and I'm going back to my global foundation.